Prepare for total domination.
I've got a golden ticket.
That's a winner!
Good Saturday morning. Welcome to the Winning Ticket. My name is David Sharp, and I'm here with Robert Hickman. Britt, are you with us this morning? Britt Williams, where are you?
I'm here.
There you are. I can't see you. I am so anything to do technical. I mean, last week I got 3 guys on the screen, and this week it's whoever's talking. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. That's what Robert's for. And I said, Robert, you are here to fix this stuff and help me through these things I can't deal with. And I go, Robert, what do I do? And he goes, I don't know. I said, Robert, you got to help me here. Well, Robert, it's flipping back and forth. How do I fix this? Yeah, we're doing it. Why we're doing the show. But
there's a button. It says view in the top corner. Hit that button and tell it gallery.
All right, here we go. Gallery. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. At the same time. I can see everybody at the same time. Once again, the background, we're in the Bay Area. We got to talk a little basketball. Britt, what happened to your Warriors? And where'd you go? She's gone.
She was so upset she left. I think she was having I think she was having some problems because all of a sudden her audio dropped. But yeah, man.
Robert, what happened? What happened in the Bay Area?
Here we go. Britt's back. Hold on one second.
Back?
Yeah, she's coming back to us.
She's got superpowers. She's just gone in a flash.
Poof.
And then poof. And back. Kind of. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. But Robert, seriously, what happened? What happened to the Warriors the other night? What's going on?
It was a crazy game. Warriors were up at one point, I think, by like 25. There she is.
Oh, we weren't up 25. Stop. We were up 15.
15. Sorry. I knew there was a 5. I couldn't remember the number.
42. Warriors were up 42. Well, while you were your superpowers, you were gone in a flash, so you disappeared.
All of a sudden, my tablet's like, "Hey, your audio can't be detected." I'm like, "What the heck just happened?"
Superpowers. So I told you we were just talking about how these things work. I have no idea how they work. Sorry. All right, we left off. Warriors were up 42. What happened, Britt?
Al Horford and Derek White shot the greatest they will ever shoot in their lives.
I agree.
I mean, they went 15 of so Derek White, Al Horford, and Marcus Smart went 15 of 23 from 3. That's never going to happen again, ever. So, I mean, I'm not panicking. I said that we win in 6.
Yeah, you did call 6.
I think if the best thing that's happened out of this is that now the Warriors are not favored to win the title. So I wouldn't put money down that they're going to win the title, and I'll actually be able to make money.
Yeah. The odds changed to
they're plus 165.
And
win it all.
Yeah,
yes.
And Boston's only plus 65 now.
Oh, I showed them at minus.
Yeah, they know. No,
All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, minus 60, minus 65. That's what ESPN just said this morning.
Minus 165.
In a minute, buddy. Okay.
Right.
I'll have to take a look. ESPN.
Yeah, they were minus 160.
Yeah, because if one team is plus 160, the other team has to be minus.
You want to see?
So I'm curious. Let's look it up. We got to look it up, right?
But I put 200 on them to win the title, and I put $100 for Curry to win MVP because did you see Curry in the first quarter?
I'm going to tell you, I did not see the first quarter.
He made 6 threes, and he was wide open.
Is that all? What did he end up with?
He broke the record.
What did he end up with?
34 or something like that.
Okay, nice game. Yeah, I mean, considering they were way ahead and gave up a big lead, right?
No, I mean, again, when there was a lid on the bucket for us in the fourth quarter because we had a couple of good looks and even some layups and they rimmed off. It's just my God, someone dunk it. but they couldn't miss. Like they couldn't miss. Even like contested threes were going in. I'm like, I've seen this before. I've seen this in every series that we've played. Don't forget, we got blown out by the Grizzlies because they hit nothing but threes that one game. We got blown out by the Mavs when they did nothing but hit threes that one game. So like it seems like every team we play has one of these games where all of a sudden they just go unconscious.
Yeah.
But it doesn't win them the series because can they maintain that 60% clip? The answer is no.
Okay, so wait, Robert, wait. I just wanted to let everybody know that I really appreciate your impartial view on the game.
Hey, I said that Boston was a good team. I mean, they are a good team.
There's like no love. There's
She sounds like
no, they're a good team. It's alarming to me. It's alarming to me that Tatum only had 12 points.
Yes.
That is interesting. I don't think that we'll be able to contain him like that every game. That would be crazy. I think the surprise right now is going to be Jaylen Brown. And who do we put on Jaylen Brown? Because if we can stop him from getting to the bucket, we'll be fine. But I'm going to start complaining about referees again because I don't understand how Steph Curry is a superstar and gets 0 superstar calls. They hold him, they drape on him, they have their hands they smack him while he goes to the hoop. You sneeze on Luka, you sneeze on Ja, and the whistle blows. But Curry will get mauled going to the hoop and nothing ever gets called. It's maddening to me.
Wait, Robert, I want to touch on this. We talk about this a lot in every sport, right?
Yeah.
Robert, we talk about when Britt, if you go back and listen to our NFL stuff, I always say that Brady carries his own flag, right? Yeah, Brady carries his own flag, and we joke about it. But we joke about this kind of stuff, and obviously there's people like, "Oh, you're just a hater." I'm like, no, it's true. I mean, there's some players that get the calls and some players that don't. I mean, it's unreal. But we talk about this a lot, and it's because we're gambling. Most of our show is a gambling show, and when we talk about all the factors that come into play. And I don't remember, Robert, you remember who brought up the stat of like when certain referees or umps are in the game?
Well, Clemson brought up the statistic with Scott Foster.
Yeah. How Chris Paul can't win a game if Scott Foster's on the court.
Right. So right now, according to our friends over at DraftKings, the Celtics are favored by 190, and the Warriors are at plus 160.
Yep.
I will tell you this. It is a great price.
It's a great price.
If you believe and you are still behind the Warriors, plus 165. I took them, in the beginning. I forgot what the price I got, but it was not good. And now after one game, you're going to give me almost, twice that, or 60% more. I'm going to go bet more. It just, if you're a believer in the Warriors, and I am, I'm with you. I think they're going to.
I mean, we controlled the game for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Celtics went 9.
Do we really think the team with the most finals experience is going to allow a fourth quarter to get out of control again like that? I mean, anybody who watches sports. So let's throw out this season, right? So whenever I'm picking for the NCAA tournament and it's down to like the final 4 teams, I pick the team with the most seniors on it because they've been there. They know what the moment feels like, and experience is what gets you over the line. Those rookies can be the most talented and most athletic, but can they rise up in that moment where it matters most is the question. And a team with 0 finals experience versus one with like 123 games of finals experience. If you think that we're going to have another fourth quarter where all of a sudden the experienced people just lay an egg, you don't watch enough sports.
Yeah. I mean, but that's where this becomes to me a value bet at plus 165.
Oh yeah.
I agree with you. And I'm impartial, and I still believe that the Warriors are going to win. And you're going to tell me I got to give up one game to get a plus number, I'm going to take it. Right? Yeah. I'm going to take it. They go down by 2. I'm still really not even that concerned. I'm not. I don't like it, but I'm not that concerned.
I won't like it if we lose at home both games. That's just not.
Yeah.
Not Warriors basketball. Just because Boston doesn't really like to lose at home. I assumed that we would split these first 2. I thought it would be like if we won both of them at home, then they may have lost in 5. Because I've already said that if there's a closeout game in Golden State, we're going to win it. So I figured we would split the first 2 home games. Like we would split this one, we'd split one in Boston, and that's why it would take 6 games. I think if we go down 2, it's going to be real tough because it's real hard to win 4 in a row.
Well, you don't have to win 4 in a row, but you do. Yeah, it's very right.
I don't like it. I think it's going to take craziness.
Rick, as a gambler, you're going to get a hell of a price if you still like them if they go down by 2.
Yeah, that's true. I'd probably still put another 100 on them just because I'm a diehard. But
yeah, you're not impartial at all.
I'm not. I don't claim to be.
Britt, do they do? I don't remember the NBA playoff scenario. Do they do some like hockey does where they go 2-2 and then 1-1-1?
Yeah, actually, every sport's doing that now. Even baseball does that, I think.
No, baseball is still.
They're still doing 3.
2-3-2. That's how it was in the World Series.
Then they're the only sport that's doing that.
Yeah, they're the only sport that still does it that way. 2-3-2.
All right. Hey, Britt, speaking of baseball, we got about
my boy Nolan Gorman hit that smoker yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Nolan Gorman and Paul Goldschmidt is the NL Player of the Month for the month of May.
Oh, I
batting. I think he batted 400.
Yeah, he's batted 400.
Yeah, 400 on the season is 341.
Jeez.
Yeah. And Gorman.
Everyone always freaks out about Goldie in April, and it's just like, just wait. He always has a bad April. It's like
25 home run or 25 game hit streak.
Yep.
Yeah, and on base for over 40?
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Something close to that.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. Yeah, and everybody's talking about Arenado for MVP the first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of the season.
And he went ice cold. I don't get that. I don't get that.
Yeah. Ice cold. There's anyway, I'll tell that story another time. All right, Britt, we got a couple minutes, we got a couple minutes left. Anything else that any topics you want to get to?
I'm just gonna say is that I called this Nolan Gorman thing back last month. Mo clearly was listening to your podcast because he called him up like a week later. You're welcome.
You're welcome. See,
You're welcome. I will say, did anyone pay attention to the Memphis Redbirds yesterday? So O'Neal went like 3 for 3, and Paul DeYoung hit a homer.
DeYoung's starting to look back to what he was.
Look better.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more in the future. I was not surprised about DeYoung going down. I am surprised that O'Neal is.
I mean, he was injured, so he's on a rehab.
Yeah, he's hurt. So he's on rehab.
Yeah, it's a rehab stint, which is probably good anyway because he was ice cold.
Yeah, he was starting to not produce.
How do you guys feel about Tommy and Harrison Bader like leading the league in stolen bases?
Unbelievable, right? First of all, I'm a huge Tommy Edman fan. Like, he's one of my favorite players on the team, and he has been for a few years. And I want to know what a player like that, it doesn't seem like they get the big money, like the really big money. Like somebody
probably not, because the guys who get the big money are I'm going to hit 30 home runs,
right,
100 RBIs. That's who gets your big money. Now, Tommy's not underpaid. Like, Tommy's going to make some money. He'll probably make, I don't know, 8 to 10 million a year, which is I think he's at. So
but
I understand. He's not the type of player that's going to make 20 million though. He's just not.
In my brain though, he's not going to say, would never say more valuable, but you can put him anywhere.
No, it's true.
You can put him anywhere and he hits and he steals bases. So why is he, just in my brain, how is he not as valuable as these guys or close to it? That's it. I mean, I don't understand why these type of guys don't ever get top dollar in my brain. They don't.
I hear you. Right here, bud.
Yeah, they're never really considered to be a top dollar guy, unfortunately, because they're utility. You got a guy like Paul Goldschmidt, who he only plays first base. He's going to be considered top dollar because he is the top at that position, which, by the way, Goldschmidt's numbers for the month of May was a 404 batting average, 33 RBIs, a 1.288 OPS, and 23 extra base hits. That led Major League Baseball in all of those categories.
Wow. Yeah. I was watching the game last night, and I'm looking at these numbers, and I'm like,
he's smoking the ball. Like it's
unbelievable.
solid contact.
I mean, he's seeing it well. That's all I can say. And you're right. Last thing I want to talk about, we do have to let you go. 1 minute, Libertor. 1 minute. Anybody?
I hate that they keep bringing him up and down. Let him stay in the majors.
Just leave him in there. You either need to input him into the rotation or you don't. I think you should. We don't have that many other options.
Yeah.
Let him get the experience. We've got offense to help carry him if he gives up a few runs. My question is how long before he's broken?
Same
for Zach Thompson. How long before we break him? Because we tend to break all of our good lefties.
Yeah, keep Libertor in there till all-star break. Let him go, see how it works. If it doesn't work, then take him down at that time because there's a break. You can bring somebody else up. But I hate this up and down crap that they're doing with him.
I agree. I've always hated that. Pitchers need to continue to see major league hitters.
Well, pitchers are the most product of repetition, and if they're going up and down and consistency, if they're not getting a consistent showing, then you're not really going to know how well they are. So
I also just think you're taking away from him the opportunity to be in Adam Wainwright's ear.
And Adam to be in his, and Yachty to be in his.
You're wasting that opportunity to mentor him literally on the main stage. So, and that's just invaluable. We've seen it. Look at Jack Flaherty and etc.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he's about to be back too. Thank God.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to that. And we're doing great. We're doing great without him, right? We still need help, but we're doing great.
We need stability in the rotation.
I agree with that. Britt. Sorry, I slipped. Can't help it. All right. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. And we will have to do another update next week. How's that?
Sounds good.
All right. So we'll see
you
next week. All right. That was Britt Williams, everyone. We'll talk to you soon.
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Bye.
Hey guys, producer Robert here from The Winning Ticket. I want to tell you about my friend Brendan Carter. He's an insurance broker right here in St. Louis. He specializes in home and auto insurance, but he can insure it all. Home, auto, renters. It's summer, so your boats, your RVs, motorcycles, seasonal homes, and much more. If you have not had your insurance reviewed recently, you're probably paying too much. And guess what? A quote is free. A 5-minute call is all it takes to get the info for a quote and see if Brendan can save you some money on your insurance. He's a broker, so he can shop multiple companies to give you the best rate. Brendan has been in the business for years and will take care of all of your insurance needs. Have you just moved? Give Brendan a call. Teenage drivers, call Brendan. Kids left at home, call Brendan. You can reach him at 618-234-1121, extension 4. Again, 618-234-1121, extension 4. All of his info is on the Winning Ticket website as well, and you can give him a call and save yourself some money.
Do you want to know more about placing a bet or what the value for your money is? Check out our website, thewinningticket21.com.
That's right, guys. Welcome back to The Winning Ticket. Myself, Robert Hickman, along with David Scharf, we are here, and we are bringing David is the Maverick to my Goose, and we're bringing in our Iceman. That's right, everybody. Make it loud and proud. Let them know you're here. Everybody, welcome KMOX Auto Guy, Greg Damon. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man? I appreciate the Iceman. You know, we went We went and seen the movie last night. It was.
That's why I said we need a little movie review, Greg. So lay it on us.
I thought it was probably one of the best sequels I've seen. Really enjoyed. For my kids who'd never seen the original Top Gun, kind of explain some of the stuff from the first movie. They cut out a bunch of the love scenes, so I was pretty happy about that. Just let's get to the action. God. And, it wasn't like that with Kelly McGillis. And let's face it, Kelly McGillis wasn't in it, so kudos to that.
This movie, man, I've heard a lot of really great things about it. And I've heard a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that Tom Cruise has done was really exceptional. Like, for instance, Tom was actually the one who created the I guess you could say workout program or the program to get the guys that were flying in the planes used to experiencing the G-force and stuff like that, because they weren't able to go through all the military stuff. So they were able to get a fighter jet that is like a retired fighter jet, 2-seater trainer aircraft that Tom actually learned how to fly, got clearance to fly, and he would help take these guys up and help them experience G-force and stuff. And he remembered all this stuff that they did back on the first film that they had created, this plan for these guys to get used to it so they could still have the action of the movie while experiencing the G-force and stuff.
Yeah, it was, I tell you, it was really, really a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I also thought at the beginning of the movie, Tom Cruise comes on and just kind of talks about making the movie, little 2-3 minute snippet, and all the hard work that went into it and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool as well.
That's fantastic.
I've been hearing that people are telling me it's better than the first one. And I find that hard to believe, but I'll have to see it for myself. I thought the first one was amazing. Also, #1 movie on Netflix is Top Gun, the original Top Gun.
Yep.
And which is understandable, but I'm going to have to go back, and I've seen the movie, I don't even know, a handful of times. And I think before I go see it or watch it, however I do it, I'm going to go back and watch the original again.
I kind of wish we had my sons watch it before we took them, but again, it explained a lot of stuff that's going on. I don't know. Is it better than the original one? For me, I don't know. I mean, I was at a great point in my life back then when it came out, and it was one of the top movies, and still today is like, I always wish I would have went and worked on an aircraft carrier. So,
right.
Yeah.
It makes you want to do something that you like. All right. 5 minutes later, you're like, okay, maybe not.
Right.
I always want to go like,
well, you can still do that, Greg.
There's a YouTube video where this Navy a lawyer watches the original Top Gun, and he talks about all the naval laws and military laws that are actually broken that first movie on like buzzing the tower and like stuff like that, and what the repercussions would have been for Tom Cruise. So I wonder if they fixed all that. But I mean, you're flying in two of the coolest aircrafts, an F-14 Tomcat in the original movie, and now an F-18 Super Hornet built right here in the city of St. Louis, which, fun fact, and Greg, you're going to like this, the plane that Maverick flies in the movie was rolled off the production line, flown to Nevada, painted to be the mock-up for Maverick's plane in the movie. And then as soon as the movie was done, it now is Blue Angel number 5.
Nice.
So it flies with the Blue Angels now. So Let's go from Tom Cruise to an ace pilot. What better life could you have as an airplane?
I tell you, I don't know if I want to be Blue Angel number 1, because I'd be the plane see right here, Maverick on the side.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, Greg, there's a lot of stuff going on in sports right now. Obviously, outside of Top Gun, there's the NBA finals, the NHL finals going on, the NHL conference finals going on right now. What's going on with Tampa Bay, man? They're trying to make it 3 in a row, but they're not playing very well against the Rangers right now.
They are not playing very well. It's crazy to think that you won back-to-back Stanley Cup championships to begin with, trying for a third one, and in a position to be able to win that is just, you guys are the odds makers. What's the odds on that? Just crazy. But they are not playing well. They've got to figure it out. For some reason, they just cannot stop the Rangers coming into their zone. Now, and who would have thought at the end of the year, the Rangers would make it this far either?
No, so nobody at all.
It's absolutely crazy. I don't follow the Eastern Conference as much as I probably should, but man, the Western Conference, I don't know who's going to beat Colorado. They should just end it now and just give them the trophy.
Man, Colorado is a good team. I thought the Blues would have been the best possible team to be able to beat them, but man, they just overpowered the Blues. And I don't know if you saw this the other night, but Kadri had a situation with who are they playing? I forgot. Calgary, or they're playing Edmonton. He had a situation with the goaltender there where, like, as he's colliding, he's like trying to rip the goaltender's helmet off.
No.
Come on, Greg.
You're being mistaken. There's no way he would ever do anything like that. Just when he was doing an interview and how he was assaulted by Binnington throwing a water bottle at him. I mean, come on. This guy's just a model citizen. He's the Brad Marchand of Colorado.
That is exactly, Greg. No, that is exactly who I thought of was Marchand, right?
I'm not sure if he's licked anybody, but
this guy, seriously, I'm not a proponent on hurting somebody, but somebody needs to get him out.
Somebody needs to heavily favor a shot to him. We were talking about
if you put a frog gig on the end of your stick and you just stuck him one time, I'd be happy with that.
He'd be okay. So we were talking about Tampa Bay. I found out the other day, Patrick Maroon, obviously from St. Louis, won the Stanley Cup with the Blues. So he actually has won the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row. Do you know his name is spelled differently all 3 times it's listed on the Stanley Cup?
I did not.
No way.
It is listed as Patrick Maroon when he won with us, Pat Maroon for the first Stanley Cup win with the Tampa Bay Lightning, and now Patty Maroon in the 3rd time he won in a row. So if they get to the or if they get and they win a 4th time, well, he wins a 4th time. How do you spell his name this time? P. Maroon?
Patty O'Maroon.
Patty O'Maroon.
Patty O'Maroon. I don't know what you would spell it, but that would be, 3 is amazing, obviously, but
3 back to back to back.
Yeah.
That's unreal. And I don't care, he doesn't make a lot of money.
No, he doesn't
I don't care what team you are. You need to sign the man.
Yeah, we talked about with Britt, Tommy Edmond not getting those big contracts. Patty Maroon is another one of those guys who doesn't get those big contracts, but he is a valuable part of a team. When he is there, he's valuable.
Here's his deal. During the regular season, I'll do 2 comparisons. So Jordan Cairo, phenomenal regular season. Okay. Had a great time, except towards the end of it. I think he scored 6 goals in the last 25 games. I can't remember. He only scored 5 goals in the playoffs. 2 of them was in one game. Kind of went away. Nobody noticed it.
Right.
Here's Pat Maroon during the regular season. You see him chirping and kind of being a tough guy and laying some body down. But then in the playoffs, all of a sudden, bang, he steps up.
Yeah.
So maybe also like Jordan Binnington.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to get your opinion. Do we let Husso go as a free agent, or do we try and bring him back? It's such a difficult question, I think, to ask because of the statement you just made. Husso was so great during the regular season. Binnington, not so much. But as soon as it came time when it mattered, that switch flipped, and Husso all of a sudden was not producing as well as Binnington, who all of a sudden became that primetime player.
Right. For me, I like the fire in Jordan Binnington. A lot of people get really turned off to it. I like it when a goalie is, throwing water bottles and swinging sticks and stuff like that. To me, he's like, man, I'm into the game. This is mine. I'm going to, just like his famous quote, do I look nervous? You gotta really admire that in a goaltender. For me, a goaltender that kind of goes about his business, doesn't really say anything, really not fired up. As a player playing in front of him, do you really trust that? I want my goalie to be just as passionate about it as I am.
Right.
But Husso really earned his chops this year in the regular season in the NHL. He did a great job. He came in when Bennington was struggling mightily, and really kind of solidified the Blues being able to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a difficult decision to make, and I know the other thing I heard.
Robert, they're not going to spend the money. They're not going to spend the money. He's going to command more money than the Blues are going to be.
Well, now wait a minute.
Well, the other thing is who else we have that are free agents? We have David Perron. Do we let Perron go? Do we let Tarasenko go? Like, what happens with those guys too?
Tarasenko and Ryan O'Reilly on contract years next year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
that's correct. We have one more year with each of them.
So it really depends on the suitors that are going to come for Billy Husso. I think the Blues kind of sit back and wait and see what happens. I mean, ideally, I think they'd love to have him back. I think he'd love to be here. But you know, if some other team comes a calling, you got to figure the Blues are probably going to be in the playoffs next year. Would you want to go somewhere and, go to Phoenix and be the starting goaltender and play in a college rink? Or would you rather stay in St. Louis? I mean, he's got to look at stuff like that as well. But, if it comes down to it, would you keep David Perron or Billy Husso?
I would keep David Perron.
Perron's 35 years old.
I understand.
I would keep David Perron. Every time he's come back to St. Louis, he's gotten better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I would say Perron for me.
Don't forget, we also have
we got that kid
Lindgren.
from spring. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
We got Charlie Lindgren in the minors, and he came up on emergency backup. He came in, played a couple of games this year, did phenomenal up here as well. Most teams don't have two starting goaltenders on their roster. They don't have two clear-cut number one guys on their roster. So
I think we should go out and trade him for Mike Smith. What do you think about that? I can't help myself.
Can we get a bag of pucks?
Huh?
Can we get a bag of pucks with that?
Yeah, they're in the net.
Let's just bring back Ed Belfour while you're at it, okay?
Yeah.
That's so
funny.
Well, speaking about St. Louis sports, how about the Redbirds right now? What do you think of the situation of them? We asked Britt this, and she said that she didn't like the fact, and I agree with her. Don't like the fact they keep bringing up and down Libator. I don't think it gives him consistency. But then we also got who potentially could be the MVP this year if he continues going, Paul Goldschmidt over at first base.
Well, Goldschmidt, I mean, come on, player of the month. What a phenomenal place, or what a phenomenal thing he's done this year so far. Talk about separating himself from everybody else. I mean, the guy's in fuego, man. He's on fire.
Had a 404 batting average for the month of May. Crazy.
Yeah. My son was telling me about somebody that the Cardinals might be targeting a shortstop, and I'm sorry, he escapes my name, or his name escapes me right now. But they wanted like Gorman and Libator and somebody else. I'm like, why would you mortgage the future of the franchise on one player?
Was that the Trevor Story trade?
No, I don't remember who it was. He was telling me about it last night, that there was some interest in that, and I'm like, I just don't see that happening. I mean, John Mozeliak, one of the shrewdest general managers, he's still the general manager around. He's not gonna do that. It's a business to the DeWitts.
Yeah.
They want to put a competitive team on the field every year, but it is a business, and they're not gonna blow away that business model.
Yeah. I think Gorman is fantastic. I really like him. Yeah. A great decision to bring him up. DeYoung down in Memphis is starting to produce down there, getting better. Went 3 for 3, I think, the other night. And then Tyler O'Neill's on a rehab stint down there. Jack Flaherty's supposed to be coming back. What do you think we need to do to fix the rotation? The rotation has been kind of unstable.
Get some pitchers, because I think when Jack Flaherty comes back, he's going to get hurt within a week, and then you're going to figure out that he's going to do surgery. and then he's going to be out the rest of the year. It's like this every year with Cardinals. I shouldn't say Cardinals pitchers. It's with any pitchers. It's like they get a little flare up in spring training. They come out, they pitch a couple games. They're not doing too well. They go on the DL. They try to rehab. They come back, can't do it very well. Now all of a sudden they're going to need surgery throughout the rest of the year. It's like just get the surgery done, get it going, get it over with, and let's get them back in the rotation.
Right. Well, that's what happened with Gant a couple of years ago when we had Gant on the roster. He came in, had a couple issues during spring training, thought it was going to be okay, and then had to go out and have Tommy John. So,
where did he end up? I know where he ended up when we traded him, but where did he end up?
Where's John Gant now? Let me take a look.
Yeah, where's he at?
I liked John Gant. I actually saw his debut game.
So wait,
he's a relief pitcher with Minnesota now.
Okay. So last night, first major league debut for the I don't want to call him the closer last night, but he came in and pitched, I believe, 4 innings, 1 run. Thompson, is that his name?
I don't know.
He came in. Look it up, Robert. But I believe it was his major league debut. Only allowed 1 run last night.
I thought Pujols was our closer now.
A 54 mile an hour splitter, slider, curveball, all in one. I don't even know how the thing makes it to the plate.
Do you know that he's played? You know, he's played every position but catcher.
Yep.
Really? I wonder by the end.
I heard. I was going to say there was somebody that made us a comment that, and Albert said, "Well, you never know what might happen," but somehow they said that they were going to try and figure out a way for him to catch at least a pitch so that he can say he's played all 9 positions on the field.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's no secret weapon. I remember when Jose Akendo came in and pitched like.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I think he pitched like 3 scoreless innings.
Yeah, I do remember.
Zach Thompson is who you're talking about, David.
Yeah, was that his major league debut last night?
Yeah, that was at least his first save. So most likely, yes, yeah. that was his debut.
Yeah. So major league debut comes in and pitches 4 innings, 1 run.
Four innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah, I mean, there's our. I mean, it's a good start, right?
Yeah, but now wait a minute. You see these rookies come up and they have phenomenal success, especially the first time through all the other teams. Second time through, they struggle a little bit, still have success. Next year, the teams figure out like, hey, this is how I need to pitch to this guy. This is what I need to do to this guy. And all of a sudden, they don't have the great success that they did their rookie year.
No, we'll take it. We'll take it for right now because we need it. Right.
Yeah. One person I wish they would keep up, besides Liberatore, is I wish they would keep up Rendon. I liked Rendon. I thought he did well. But he's another guy, one of those guys who they just keep optioning. They brought him up for like 2 games and then sent him back down and brought him back up. And it's frustrating when you see that because that doesn't allow consistency and allow for progression to happen.
I think, a lot of this up and down stuff has to do with money. I also think it has to do with keep control of their years. Some of these minor league contracts, if they play so many games in major league, they have to be on the major league team.
Right.
So I think that has a lot to do with why they shuttle up and down. Is Liberatore, is he ready for the major leagues? Can he consistently pitch in the major leagues a full schedule?
I think he can. We wouldn't know unless we put him there. That's the problem. He's done well in Memphis and been consistent in Memphis and pitched a full season down in Memphis. And he was a spring training invitee the last 2 years. But I mean, up and down. I think that puts more wear and tear on their body and doesn't allow them to be able to have that full season.
Well, Robert, not only wear and tear on their body, I'm more worried about their head. I'm more worried about how it messes with their head. The highs and lows of going up and down, especially early in your career, especially when you're having success at the major league level. Well, and then you're getting sent down because of what finances, you just said, because of finances.
Well, let's hope the Cardinals, talk about that too. And I shouldn't say the Cardinals. Any team talks to those players that go up and down. Like, hey, look, you're right on the cusp of becoming a major league player, but we need you to work on this. We need you to work on this. We need you to get your mind straight. We need you to do that. And the best way to do that is in the minor leagues, you know?
Yeah. And I think Mike Maddox, being our pitching coach, I think is a fantastic. Lilliquist was decent. I wouldn't say he was great. He was a product of oh my gosh, Duncan. I couldn't think of his name for a second. He was a product of Dave Duncan, you know, because Lilliquist was in charge of AAA ball and then got brought up when Duncan left, when his wife had cancer. But I don't think Lilliquist developed the major league staff well enough. We had a lot of revolving door, a lot of problems there. And then now with Maddox, I think we really have something good. And I think, this is a championship quality team. We just got to make sure everybody's healthy to be able to make that run.
See, I don't know if it's a championship quality team. I think we'll do well in our division, but I mean, I don't think we have the players to take us over the top. I just really don't.
Hey, Greg, what do you think about this? I personally think we have maybe the weakest division in baseball.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you play the Pittsburgh Pirates as many times a year as we get to play.
And the Cincinnati Reds, don't forget, let's throw that in there as well.
Yeah. And the Cubbies aren't rock stars either. So
right now, it's us and Milwaukee are at the top of the division. The Reds had a decent team there for a couple of years, but then just like Chicago, started pushing people off and trading off. And I feel bad for players like Joey Votto. Joey, unfortunately, may never win a championship, and he's I think a very championship quality player, just like Andrew McCutchen. McCutchen out in is he in San Diego now? I think
San Diego,
yeah. McCutchen, man, if we could have pulled McCutchen into St. Louis, that outfield would have been stacked. Would have been a stellar outfield. I love that kid. I think he's always been great.
So, Greg, players like that, who's especially later in their career when they've been with the team for so long, and they have to know when they sign these deals, especially later in their career, that it's highly unlikely they're going to make a run at a championship. So you think they're resigned to the fact that they like where they're at, they love the city where they're at, that's their home, the family, and they're okay at a place in their career if they never get a championship.
Right. You get comfortable where you are. Probably later in life, he's married, maybe has kids. Wants to have a stable environment for his family. I think so. Plus, also, where's the best deal for me getting paid?
Yeah, but sometimes a lot of players will give up a little bit to go get that championship or have a shot at it. But you see players like Votto, who it has to be a reality. I mean, there was a few years where they could have made a run, but for the most part, that team really never had a great opportunity to win it all. But he had to know that when he signs his contracts.
Okay, so let's say this: Joey Votto in Cincinnati, is he the most marketable name there? Name 5 other Cincinnati players.
I can't.
Right, exactly.
On the active, yeah, I can name older players. I can't name anybody else.
About today.
But I hear what you're saying, but
he can go anywhere in Cincinnati and not buy a dinner.
I understand that, but we talk about in the goal to win a champion. He's probably resigned to the fact that some players are probably like that. They know they're probably never winning a championship.
But there's also players that want to play for one team their entire career. You don't get to see many players about that. Anymore you see players, it's like about me getting paid, and they just chase the money wherever they go.
That's one thing about Barry Bonds. Barry in San Francisco, that San Francisco team when Barry played there was never really that good. They never got to a world. They never played in a World Series. And Barry played his whole career. Once he left Pittsburgh, he played the rest of his career in San Francisco. And I think it's a Joey Votto situation, just like what Greg's talking about. Barry was comfortable out there, and David, you talked about it too. Barry was comfortable out there. He knew that he had that superstar status in the city. So why go somewhere else and have to reestablish yourself when you're already an established player with this organization?
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's the man in Cincinnati. Let's say he comes to the Cardinals. where does he fit in? Is he better than Arenado? Is he the man over Goldschmidt? Is he the man over Harrison Bader? Is he the man over Yachty? You know what I mean?
Right.
So he just becomes another player here.
Yeah, he gets all the love where he's at.
Yeah, he gets lost. Yeah. He gets lost in translation if he goes anywhere else.
Yeah, but the funny is, like, I mean, you think about it, he's like, that could be his championship in his head, right? He's loved by the city he lives in, and that's enough, right? And he's already got the money. I mean, but you say, Craig, some of these guys go after the money even if they already have the money.
Right. Their great grandchildren doesn't have to work.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my guess is Votto probably is doing all right.
He's all right, I'm sure.
Well, he's getting American money. He lives in Canada, so he's getting a good exchange rate too.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Greg, a little bit about the NBA, man. What do you think about the finals so far, and what do you think about Boston coming back with the deficit there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I tell you what, we have a little riff here at Casa Damon because my son is a huge Golden State fan and I'm a huge Boston fan. Although Jason Tatum is one of his favorite players, I'll stipulate that. But he loves Steph Curry. Who doesn't love Steph Curry?
Right.
But man, what in the first 5 minutes of that game, you thought this is just going to be a butt whooping. With Golden State just three after three after three after three they're making. And then my son says, looks like Boston defense, the best in the NBA, wasn't ready for Golden State. And then what a turnaround at halftime, especially going into the fourth quarter, where Golden State hardly made any buckets at all. And Boston just turned it on and they started making three after three after three after three. So
Boston went 7 for 12 in the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Steph Curry in the first quarter alone scored 21 points.
Right. Crazy stat. You thought that was it. You thought that game over, possibly series over. And what a turn of the tides. And I got to tell you, I am stoked for the game coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. I can't wait
Robert,
to watch it. Yeah.
We are here on Saturday morning. The game is what time tonight?
Game is tonight. I believe it's 7 p.m.
All right. 7 p.m. our time.
I think it's 8 p.m. It's in Golden State or it's in California. So
no. It's 7 p.m. on ABC.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And what's the line on it? Give me the line. Give me the line when you get a chance. Greg,
the line is Golden State by 4. Golden State by 4.
Golden State by 4.
The over-under is 215.5.
Golden State favored by 4. Greg, what do you like?
I'm taking Boston.
You're taking Boston and the 4.
Taking Boston.
Wow. I am seriously the price. I can't believe the price. For if you lay $100 right now, you win 165. You get back 265 if you take Golden State for the series. And I'm kind of liking that. I would give up one game because they were favored going in. Plus 165 is a big number. Yes, they're down 1-0. I don't know. I'm thinking about making a trip over a little bit to DraftKings and betting more on the Warriors to win the series. I mean, I know you're a Boston fan, but plus 165, you're good. That's a big price.
This is why I'm not a good gambler, because I'm too passionate about these games.
Well, yeah. You have to be, as a gambler, you have to be impartial. And if you're not, you have to understand the consequences that come with betting with your heart. Right? So I'm looking at this from a value perspective. They're down 1-0, and you're gonna give me plus 165 to the favorites 2 days ago to win the series. Okay, they're only down a game. They're down 2-0. I'm worried. But I think they're going to win tonight. I personally think they're going to win tonight. I don't know if they're going to cover the 4. But when you bet the series, that's the great thing about betting the whole series, is you don't have to worry about the points. You don't have to worry about the point spreads. You just got to win. And in most of these games, at least right now, Golden State's going to be the favorite in every game, most likely, or it's going to be close, right? Even in Boston, it's going to be a pick 'em. especially if Golden State wins tonight. They'll go back to Boston and might even be a 1-point favorite. I don't know. But if you're going to give me plus 165 on a team that's going to be the favorite on individual games, most every individual game, to me that's a value. As a gambler, I'm going to bet the series. I'm not going to bet the individual game. I'm going to bet the series. Now we'll see what happens tonight. If
this is why I call you when I want to lay a bet, because
well, seriously, but I mean, you gotta take your heart out of it. You got to look at what the value that's presented in front of you, or you can bet with your heart, right? You like Boston, and you want to bet them. That's great. But when I look for value in anything, any type of gambling, or I hear that people that say things that make sense to me. And, Brittne said some things earlier. We had Britt Williams on, and she's a totally, she's not impartial. She's a huge Golden State Warrior fan, and she'll let you know that, but she does give you the other side. But she made a lot of sense to me in the things that she said to make my brain thinking 165 is a huge value.
Right.
And when I wager, not only, when it comes to horse racing, I listen to myself and I listen to other professionals but when it comes to basketball, which I'm not an expert on, and I listen to people who basically live the sport and know the sport like you, I'm going to take that information into an account when I see a price. I don't, not betting just a bet. I look for the value, and when I see the value, and that's when I make a wager.
That's why I'm not a good gambler.
Yeah, that's okay. But somebody like me who is a gambler takes the information that you have, and then I can use that to my advantage when I am making a bet. So, real quick, we do have the Belmont Stakes. We're going to talk a little horse racing just for a second. The third leg of the Triple Crown is next Saturday, and you can tell I'm not even excited about it in the least bit. And one of the reasons is there's a lot of people think it's the third leg of the Triple Crown. I don't know if anybody knows what the Breeders' Cup is, but it's the biggest 2 days in racing and millions of dollars. Belmont weekend, Belmont Friday and Saturday, is almost equivalent. I don't want to say almost. It's not quite, but almost equivalent to Breeders' Cup weekend. It's one of the best racing weekends and so much value in these big races. Derby weekend. Huge weekend, a lot of stakes races. Belmont weekend, it just, in my brain, is a better total weekend for betting. A lot of people don't know that. It's amazing. I hope the weather holds up. I don't have my pick yet. We're gonna do a Belmont show next week, Greg. I will be sure to send you a text as soon as I come out with pick. But your wife on her own made money on the Preakness Day, and I lost my my butt.
Maybe she should be doing this show.
Yeah, I want to know who she likes for the Belmont. And I even got Robert. I know this is so much fun. Robert made his first wager on horse racing in his life.
Yeah.
Is that correct, Robert?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have now, I feel like a proud father. I have brought another. I have brought in another, created another degenerate in horse racing, and I feel like I'm so proud of you, Robert. Please never make another bet.
And what's so funny is I was sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm just gonna watch this race. I just want to watch it, and then I hear David's voice chirping behind me, and then I hear the guys on TV chirping, and they're all saying the same stuff that David's saying, and I'm like, damn it, I gotta put something on this. I can't not put anything. So I put a little bit out there.
How'd it work out?
I lost my ass like you did.
I'll give you my wife's phone number.
Yeah. I want to tell you, people don't realize, talk about gambling and horse racing, you don't have to be right very often in horse racing to be profitable. And in sports, it's so different. In sports, you have to be right, high 50 percentile to be profitable.
Right. Well, unless you're a Major League Baseball player, you can only have to be right 3 out of 10 times.
And you're unbelievable if you are.
Right.
Right?
Or a weatherman.
So good luck in St. Louis. That's all I got to tell you.
Make six figures, you're wrong 70% of the time.
Right. Oh, way more than that. Yeah. You don't even have to be right any of the time, and you're going to get paid. Ice storm coming. It's sunny and 70 outside. Welcome to St. Louis, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but it's horse racing. Small percentage. You could be 0 for 20 and miss everything for the Derby weekend. I won 2 races out of a total of 24 races. I won 2 races, and I had a profit of over $500 for the weekend. That just goes to show you that's why I'm so immersed and find value in horse racing and sports. You have to be right high 50 percentile to be, to make it worth your while as a profitable endeavor. So anyway, I love to talk to me a little horse racing every now and then, maybe like every minute of every day. But but Belmont weekend next weekend, Greg, I do want to get your pick, so I will send you. I want you to do a little homework.
All right.
Give you an assignment. All right. Before we go, come on, guys. I'm so proud.
I'm a little upset. We haven't talked about the Packers at all yet.
We are. I said before we go, I'm so proud of you guys. Not even one reference in 40 minutes. Not even one reference. Okay, but I mean verbal reference. I am so now. I complain. This is so funny. I complain every single time.
David, there was multiple times while
and now I'm bringing it up after you guys don't do it.
There were multiple times while Britt was talking that I tried to reference, and I think you felt it, so you pushed it off. And there's been multiple times in our conversation now with Greg where I was like, "Oh, I could insert an Aaron Rodgers comment here," which actually, I do want to talk about this. So they had the match on June 1st. It was Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen. And the thing that I took the most out of that was not even an Aaron Rodgers situation. It was a Patrick Mahomes comment. And they asked Patrick Mahomes, "What's the worst thing that could happen to you in football?" And he paused, turned to Josh Allen and said, "The coin toss." Because it was all about the coin toss on who got the ball first during overtime in the Chiefs and the Bills game. And he goes, "I'm sorry, Josh, it's not about you. It's about all of Buffalo." And I just thought that was the best moment of that whole week, of the whole thing. So
that's a great comment. So Robert, I do want to ask you, this has been my question. The hot topic obviously is Green Bay going to sign a wide receiver? They're going to sign a veteran wide receiver. All I keep hearing is Christian has been dropping balls right and left. I shouldn't say right and left, but he's been dropping balls. That's what a lot of the pundits have been writing lately. Right. And there's a big push. And they're saying that the Packers have the best shot to sign Odell Beckham Jr. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't want Odell. I don't want Julio Jones. I want what we have right now. I'm perfectly happy with it. Here's what I'm perfectly happy with it. This is OTAs. This is where these guys come in. They learn the system. They're running routes, but they're also learning the system right now. I don't give a damn how many balls they drop during OTA. What I'm worried about is how many balls you drop week 17 when we're in the playoff run. And I think it'll be totally different situation when Aaron is there versus Jordan Love throwing them passes. Because what happens is Aaron coaches them while he's playing with them. It's a totally different dynamic. It's the same. Aaron and Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady in the aspect of he just wins everything. But Aaron and Tom work in the same way. They coach as they play. They help their receivers along the way while they're playing. I have no problems with OTA drop passes. Now, if we're getting ready to start the season and we still got drop passes, then yeah, let's go out and try and find somebody, a Julio Jones or something like that. But we have a veteran presence with Randall Cobb. We have Sammy Watkins. We have Alan Lazard. We have these guys that are there. We also have Amari Rodgers, who I think is going to have a spectacular year now that he's going to be utilized more within the offense since Devontae is not there. Losing Devontae is huge for the Packers, but at the same time, I think it's great because now we can focus on the future. And I think Devontae is coming up on the end of his career. That's part of why he wanted to go play with Derek Carr. So we kind of dodged a bullet by not having him there anymore, and we can develop these players.
All right, before Greg, you respond to that, I want to know, I totally get why you don't want Odell. I mean, I totally get that, but why not Julio?
Julio is injury prone. He's been hurt a lot.
I understand. I mean,
we need somebody to play though. We can't have him. We can't have him on the shelf for 10 of the 18 weeks.
Yeah, but the 8 weeks he's going to play, he's going to be unbelievable.
He didn't produce much in Tennessee. That's why they let him go.
Well, I mean, you're talking about two different quarterbacks. I mean, I like Tannehill, but he's not Aaron Rodgers.
I agree 100% with that, David.
Yeah.
So
you've got totally different situation.
All right. So my take on this is I agree with Robert on almost everything. I don't want to get Odell Beckham Jr. I think he'll be a distraction on the team.
Yeah,
I think he's been a distraction wherever he's went, no matter what he says, talking about bad quarterback situations. Look, man, you know, it's like my hair. Okay, I'm playing the cards I got dealt. You know what I mean? I didn't want to bring it up, David. I didn't want to bring it up. But what I'm saying is, you go to like Tyreek Hill going to Miami. Okay, so he's got to play with Tua in Miami now. Is he as good a quarterback as Patrick Mahomes? No, he's not. Questions about his deep ball on top of that. Is Tyreek Hill going to have the same kind of year he had with Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. But you never know. You got to play the cards you're dealt. So I'm not a big proponent of bringing Odell Beckham. I wouldn't mind having Julio Jones if we could get him for the right price and the right contract. It would have to be on a 1-year prove-it contract for Julio Jones, and you'd expect him to be gone after this upcoming year.
Which is fine, Greg. Because we don't know how much longer Aaron Rodgers is going to play.
Well, that is correct. He could retire after this year. He's already talking about retirement. Still talking about retirement.
It is win now. It's win now.
Correct.
So 1 year's fine with Julio.
So as far as Julio Jones, I mean, there's an expression in racing called "up on the wheel," which means like you got to be focused, you got to be ready to drive. So it's the same way, Julio Jones going, look, man, I can catch passes from Aaron Rodgers or Ryan Tannehill. What am I going to be? I'm going to be up on the wheel for Aaron Rodgers because let's face it, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still would like to see, and I don't think it's going to happen because John Lynch this week came out and said that there's no way they're getting rid of him. But I would love to see Debo in Green Bay. I think that would be a great addition to the Green Bay offense.
Did you say Tebow?
Did you say let me get a little closer to the microphone. Debo Samuels. But yeah,
starting your new tight end or punter or place kicker. I don't know. Tebow. Come on.
He's probably better than Jordan Love, but
yeah, everybody's better than Jordan Love. I think that Debo would be a great addition to the Packer offense, but what do we give up for him to get him? I don't know. And that's where my kind of roadblock comes in on bringing him.
Right. And I'll go. I'm sorry about that, David. I'll go back to when we were talking about Joey Votto on this same thing. And it's kind of the same deal with Aaron Rodgers. If a third of your payroll is committed to one guy, what other kind of support can you get them to win a championship? Right. You know what I mean? So I get it. You want to get paid, but if you're chasing a championship, I think everybody has to give in to something.
Right.
Well, Tom Brady, that's where Tom Brady comes in, right? That's where Tom Brady comes in. Take less, wants to win. I mean,
I get it.
He's the perfect model for that. And I hate to give him any props. Tell you the truth, that's me.
This is kind of where agents really kind of do a disservice, because obviously the agent wants to get paid. The more money he gets for his player or his right, he's going to get more money. And I get trying to get as much your maximum value out as you possibly can. But let's face it, you think Tom Brady needs more money? He didn't need more money when he married Giselle. I mean, come on, she's got a ton of money. So I mean, what are you going to spend it on?
Yeah, it's at those points where you start to hinder your team and you don't allow your team to be successful when you are looking for that. unfortunately, I think when Rodgers does retire, I think he's going to be one of those players that just kind of goes into seclusion. We don't really see him anymore. We may see him every once in a while when they do like a special, throwback to the Super Bowl win against the Steelers. When he will eventually go to the Hall of Fame, but I don't think we're going to see him very much after.
I agree.
Afterwards.
I don't think he'll be a coach. I don't think he'll do anything like that. He did really well when he was hosting Jeopardy. So maybe TV's in his wheelhouse.
He's not Tom Brady. He's not Tom Brady, and already secured a deal for when he retires.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Hey, I got a thought for both of you.
Yeah.
And I really was impressed with Ravens backup Tyler Huntley. Right. What do you guys think about bringing somebody like him in and see what he could do in Green Bay? And then the reason why I say that, I think he's shown in the short time he's played, he's shown flashes of being able to get it done, and he looked really pretty good. And I don't know, what do you guys think about somebody like that, bringing somebody like that in, and when Rodgers isn't there anymore?
I think anybody would be better than Jordan Love. Did you hear that, Megan? Anybody would be better than Jordan Love.
Okay, but
my wife is obsessed with him. Jordan, but Huntley, I think, would be a fantastic opportunity to come into Green Bay. I think he's a mobile quarterback, which is good for our offense because Rodgers is mobile as well, and it keeps that mobility factor. I don't know. I don't know who the next quarterback will be after Rodgers, but I think Huntley would be a good transition.
They're just deep in on Jordan Love. I mean, unfortunately, first round pick, traded up to get him. I mean, they've got
Kunta Kuntz just said the other day that Love's future is uncertain.
I get it, but think about it. Think about all the money that they've committed to him. He's already been in the system now several years where he knows the system. He knows what LaFleur likes as far as a quarterback. They still believe in his arm. I think unless somebody wanted to come and trade for him, I think he's going to stay, and they'll probably give him a shot after, if Rodgers leaves after this year. So I don't know. I think he's still going to be our backup quarterback for sure.
Is Rodgers done after this year?
I think there's a really good shot at it. If they win the Super Bowl, he's out.
Yeah. If they win the Super Bowl, if they go to the NFC Championship again and they lose, I think he comes back one more year, and he'll be done after next year, after 2024. Yeah. But if they win this year, I think he's done. Yeah.
I really think that. I think it's that is the only knock on Aaron Rodgers is one Super Bowl championship. Obviously you can take away his MVPs, but really what is the knock is he's been there so long and won Super Bowl championship. Many people say, hey, he hasn't had the supporting cast. But look at Tom Brady in New England. Did he really have a supporting cast? No, he made it work with what he had.
Yeah, but also, Greg, realistically, the second greatest quarterback in Packers history behind Bart Starr, Brett Favre, only has one Packers Super Bowl.
I get it. I totally get it. But this is also a completely different team. Also, Favre, I think, had a little bit more weapons than what Rodgers has had throughout his career.
I agree. Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Dorsey Levin. I mean, great
the running
players.
back, why is his name escaping me? I can't think of his name. But, I mean, up until really last year, we really didn't have good running backs.
Right.
So
there's a reason why I'm laughing. I want to thank everybody listening to the weekly Green Bay Packers show. We have now gone on about 15, 20 minutes. Guys, this is the second portion of the winning ticket has been the Green Bay Packers show, brought to you by Robert Hickman and Greg Damon. I feel like I was a guest on your show.
Damon, we're gonna do a Green Bay Packers show. We're gonna invite you on. Yeah. And we're just going to let you sit up in the corner, and we're just going to mute you.
Yeah. Well, I can understand why you would want this to be.
Are we talking about? Hold on. Are you talking about the Bay Area behind you, or you?
Oh wait. I did want to make a comment. you know, I know I'm bald and I get my own hair problems, but Greg, what is that thing called? The chia pet?
Chia pet?
I'm sorry.
Right here, my little patch. That's what it is.
I make myself laugh. I can't. I laugh
Right here,
at my
David.
own. I laugh at my own shit. What are you gonna do?
See that patch right there? That's what it is.
I don't
right
have
there.
that patch. I don't have it. Just add a little water, Greg, and go
That's right.
outside and and you'll be all right. Robert, anything else before we let Mr. Greg go?
No, man. Great talking to you always. It's a pleasure, and ready for August to happen.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for having me on the show. Appreciate it. Always love being on with you guys.
See you, buddy. Go Pack, go.
Yeah,
Go Pack, go.
We'll have to have you back to talk some Packers. I don't know. Maybe
We
we'll
never do that.
I know. All right. Thanks, Greg.
I'll have my
Appreciate
tooth fixed by then.
All right. Hey, Robert, how much fun was this today?
Dude, had a blast doing the show. We got to sit down, talk with Britt, do a little basketball and some Cardinal baseball. Got to talk with our good buddy Greg Damon there, talk some Packers as well as some NHL. Talk a little bit there too. And dude, it was a blast, man.
Yeah, so we got to talk some Packers, baseball, football. We did it with a little hockey. I mean, it was great. Some great hockey talk. We talked a little hair tips.
Yes.
And a little horse racing. And speaking of horse racing, next week is Belmont Stakes, third leg of the Triple Crown, and the Derby winner will be in the Belmont Stakes. I'm looking forward to next week. I don't know exactly our guests yet for the Belmont show, but we will have a Belmont featured show next week, and we will still have our sports, our regular sports. So, but yeah, man, I want to tell you, it's a World Series of Poker, and I'm getting a lot of pictures sent to me. Brand new venue at Bally's Paris. Check that out.
I heard the venue's really nice. It transitioned well from the old venue, and there's not a lot of clunkiness as there usually would be when there's a venue change.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is what an incredible setup. Unfortunately, I am probably not making it out this year, which is I don't think I've missed a year. Well, other than COVID, I don't think I missed a year in over 23 years of making an appearance at the World Series of Poker. So I'm still going to try to get out there in July. Robert, as always, thank you very much. I want to thank Britt Williams for coming on. Greg Damon, man, what a great morning. Robert, until next week, thanks for listening.